Nityananda was absorbed within himself, feeling the greatest unlimited happiness. Sometimes he would roar like a lion. Ah, Gauranga! His beautiful face was glowing. It could easily defeat the radiance of a million moons. A captivating smile played sweetly on his exquisite lips. His teeth were more white and radiant than pearls. His long, languid eyes stole the pinkish tinge of the early rising sun. His arms were very long and auspicious and reached down to his knees. He possessed a robust, broad chest and powerful shoulders. Yet his lotus feet were very soft, softer than the petals of a rose. His gait was graceful and majestic like a powerful royal elephant. He spoke with kind and gentle words, which would immediately break the bonds of material attachment within the heart, simply by hearing the ambrosia from his lips. Who can describe the unlimited quality of Sri Nityananda Prabhu? Anyone who chants his name becomes immediately purified. He's so merciful, simply by chanting Nityananda Ram. Even the grossest materialist or an ignorant fool can cross the ocean of material existence if he simply chants Nityananda! Nityananda! His name is capable of purifying the entire creation. It goes without saying that Nandanacharya was feeling the utmost happiness to have Nityananda as a guest in his house. Whoever hears the pastime of Nityananda coming to Navadvip will be blessed with Krishna Prem. The next day, Srivas and Haridas went to every house in Navadvip. They couldn't find any unusual atiti or guest or new person arriving there. So they came back and gave the report to the Lord. They searched for 9 hours from sunrise to sunset, searching for this great personality. Somehow, by the influence of Yogamaya, they couldn't find him. They searched every house in Navadvip. At least they thought that. And it says here, Nityananda's incarnation is very mysterious and confidential. One cannot so easily discover him. Gauranga laughed mildly when they gave the report that they couldn't find Nitai. All right, come with me. We shall go find him. All the devotees became happy and chanted, Jai Sri Krishna! Jai Sri Krishna! Jai Sri Radhe! Gauranga took the devotees directly to the house of Nandanacharya. And they saw inside the house a person that was glowing like a million suns. A sweet smile played on Nitai's lips. He was blissfully absorbed in meditation upon Mahaprabhu. Vishwambar was looking so beautiful, Lord Chaitanya. Even more beautiful than Cupid himself. A fragrant garland was around his neck. They stood and looked at each other. So then Gauranga, he wanted to reveal the depth of devotion. How much a devotee is Nitai? How much love is in the heart of Nitai? I mean, all the living entities come from the heart of Nitai. We originate from him. We are part of him. So we have an eternal relationship with Nitai. And it's simply by surrendering our heart at his feet and chanting his name, he will embrace us. He will embrace us with his long, beautiful arms and he'll crush us. What will he crush? He'll crush the calm, crowed lobe. The anger and lust and greed within our heart will be crushed to dust by his loving embrace, the loving embrace of Nitai. So Gauranga wanted to reveal that. So he said, listen, Srivas Pandit, you're the great Pandit amongst us. You please recite this verse from Venu Gita. You recite this verse from Venu Gita. Yes, my Lord. Yes, Prabhu. Here's the verse. wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, and a yellow garment, more brilliant than gold, and a Vaijayanti garland. Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Braj, beautifying the ground with the marks of his lotus feet. He filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. As soon as Nitai heard this verse, he fell down unconscious. He lay on the ground of the house of Nandanacharya in ecstatic bliss, absorbed within himself. And Gauranga said, "Boliye, boliye, more, chant more." Shivas, he told him, chant more shlokas. Nityananda regained external consciousness. Tears of bliss were rolling from his eyes. The more he heard the verses from Venugita, the more he increased his mad love for Krishna. He started roaring with ecstasy. He crashed, he jumped in the ground and fell down and started rolling on Mother Bhumi. Everyone thought the bones of Nitai were broken. Seeing this, the Vaishnavas became very afraid. And they loudly uttered, "Krishna, Krishna, 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 Krishna! Please save him, Gorbachao!" Nitai was rolling on the ground. His body was covered with tears of love. Long sighs were coming from his mouth. Then he looked deep into the eyes of Vishvambara. Nityananda felt great ecstasy. Then he laughed aloud. Sometimes he jumped. Sometimes he was dancing. Then he wrestled. Then he hung his head quietly. Gauranga and all the devotees began to cry in joy, seeing someone so totally absorbed in love of Krishna. It became impossible. Everyone went to embrace Nityananda. They wanted to hold him still. But 1,000 devotees couldn't hold him. He would break away from them. Then Vishwamara went and embraced Nitai in his long arms. Nitai Gauranga! Nityananda immediately became still and completely silent. The Lord, to whom Nitai was completely surrendered, had embraced him with love. Chaitanya held Nitai just like Ram held Lakshman when Lakshman lay unconscious on the battlefield while fighting Ravana. And he was drained of all his strength. And there's this famous scene. Ramachandra picks up Lakshman. He's unconscious from Indrajit's weapon. I believe Indrajit, right? Indrajit. This beautiful scene. So much love. My brother. Gadadhar Pandit smiled, observing this. He thought, Nityananda, as Ananta Shesh, he renders service to Lord Vishvambara by becoming the bed upon which Lord Narayan always rests. However, today, his pride as a servitor has been broken. Now he's lying in the embrace of Vishvambara. The ecstasy that Nitai and Gaur felt in their meeting is impossible to describe in words. Vishvambara said to everyone, "This is the most glorious day of my life. Today I have seen with my own eyes the personification of pure love for Krishna. Only the Supreme Lord Himself can manifest such ecstasy." You have to understand that no one knew who this person was. Gauranga knew who he was, and Nitai knew Gauranga. But all the assembled devotees that went to Nandanacharya's house with Gauranga, they didn't know who this was. This is some avadut, dressed as an avadut. And then he hears a verse from Venugita. He goes crazy in ecstasy. Pure love displays all the symptoms of ecstatic pure love for God. Then our worshipful Prabhu, our Gauranga, embraces him. And they're wondering, who is this man? Who is this mysterious, exalted personality? Well, now, Gauranga is telling, those fortunate souls who were able to see Nitai's loving devotion will never be rejected by Krishna. Now, Gauranga is saying, now I understand that you, Nitai, are the full manifestation of Krishna's energy. You are non-different from Krishna. Everyone can attain prema, Krishna prema, simply by worshipping you. You purify the entire universe, and your transcendental nature is inconceivable, incomprehensible, and esoteric. So that goes on, beautiful prayer. Nitai felt very shy to hear this glorification. He felt very ashamed when Lord Vishwambara was glorifying him. With so many gestures and words and ecstatic expressions. He held his head in humility. Then Nityananda, because Lord Gauranga said, please, will you describe, where have you come from? Where have you seen? Nityananda said, my Lord, I have traveled the width and breadth of India. I have visited every Tirthasthan in India, every Tirthastali, holy place. And there were so many deities there, so many murtis of Krishna everywhere. Vishnu, Narayan, Lakshmi. And as I went, I could not find Krishna. I went so many temples, hundreds of temples I went. For years and years I was traveling to every pilgrimage place in India, every sacred river, Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Saraswati. But I couldn't find Krishna. And I asked everyone. I asked some good people. I said, why are all the altars in the temples empty? I don't see him in his own place. I asked them, where is Krishna? Where did he go? Then everyone told me, Krishna has gone to Navadvip. He was in Gaya recently, and not long ago he returned to Navadvip. Then I came to Navadvip. And when I arrived in Navadvip, I was greeted by the chanting of the Lord's holy name. And someone told me that Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, had appeared recently in Navadvip. And now everyone was chanting, Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora Hari. I have heard in the scriptures that the most wretched and fallen souls can immediately get liberation by touching the holy Dham of Navadvip. So for that reason, I have come here. Vishwambara replied to Nitai, we are most fortunate that a devotee of your caliber is now amongst us. Moreover, we are very grateful to the Lord that today we have seen your ecstatic tears of love of Krishna. Murari Gupta smiled, then he said, no one can understand the confidential discussions between Nitai and Gaur. Srivas Pandit added, how can we understand? Their intimate exchanges are just like Lord Hari's with Lord Shiva. Gadadhar Pandit added, yes, Panditji, they are exactly like Ram and Lakshman. Another one said, Nitai and Gaur look like two cupids. Someone else said, looks to me like Balaram and Krishna. Krishna Balaram. Someone else said, it seems to me like they're two old friends that have met after long separation, and they're very happy to see each other. But this friendship is not ordinary. It seems like the friendship of Krishna and Arjuna. Jai Chaitanya, Nitai Chaitanya, Jai Chaitanya, Nitai. Jai Chaitanya, Nitai Chaitanya, Jai Chaitanya, Nitai. Every year Radhakund in Kartik, there's a fantastic kirtan party that comes from Saptagram, or Kardaha, I think it's called Kardaha or Saptagram. They come from Bengal. They're fantastic kirtaniers, Gaudiya Vaishnavas. And they, after the Bhagavad Path, at night, Bhagavad Path goes in the Dharmashala from 8 to 9. At 9 o'clock, they start a kirtan and they circumambulate Radhakund, Shamakund, and then they go to one to have prasadam, Gaur prasadam. So there's about 10 mridanga players and about 20 people playing gong. And they've been playing together for hundreds of years. And there's fantastic, they have 20 gongs and 20 mridangas, no kartals. And they only sing one kirtan. Jai Chaitanya, Nitai Chaitanya, Jai Chaitanya, Nitai. Like Bengali style, like Nitai for like 10 minutes. Nitai! Dum, 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 boom! Jai Chaitanya, Nitai Chaitanya, Jai Chaitanya, Nitai. It's fantastic. And you're in your room or wherever you are, you start, sometimes I'm sleeping by that time. It's Kartik, early time up. So then you're in your bed, you just start, it's ecstatic. You have to experience it to understand. But this is the power of Nityananda Nam and Chaitanya Nam.